Hey everyone, it's Courtney Adams here, and I am here to chat about bookings today. I get lots and lots of questions about how I get bookings from online parties, how I keep those bookings, and what I do to encourage people to book, and also what I do with the hostess to get her involved in this. So today we're going to chat about bookings. So I hope you guys are ready. And you might want to grab a pen and a piece of paper because I have 4 different things that we are going to chat about today. So the first one that we're going to look at is how to get bookings. All right. So we're going to chat about how to get those bookings from an online party or an event, or even just people that have been added to your group or people that you've been connected with. How are we going to get those bookings? Then we're going to look at how we're going to keep those bookings, because that's really important. We want to make sure that our calendar stays full and that we don't run the risk of losing bookings. The next thing that we're going to look at is repeat bookings. We always want those hostesses to come back and have another party with us. We want them to remain loyal to us, right? Last is booking referrals. Do I have a booking referral system? How does that work? What does that look like? Things like that. All right, so first let's talk about how to get those bookings. So I have to say the biggest thing that I do is I look at my calendar. I am always looking 6 months in advance. So in the fall, I was already looking at spring, and I thought, okay, I know that we have these things coming up, and so I'm going to adjust the number of spots that I have available for bookings. Yes, I only make so many spots available for bookings each month. I have control of my calendar, not my hostesses. So I look at month to month and I figure out how many spots I want to open up for bookings. So for February, for example, I had 10 spots that I opened up simply because it was a brand new catalog and I knew that people were going to want to host. March, that's not the case. I only opened up 6. I knew it was spring break across the country, and so I didn't want to disappoint myself by having 10 spots and only 6 getting filled, because that's going to be a little bit of a disappointment. So I was realistic with my expectations for March. So on and so forth. I do that for every month. I sit down and figure it out. Once I figure out how many spots I have, I just simply start reaching out to people that I think would want to host, that haven't hosted in over a year, or I start filling those spots through current fall parties that I'm having, whether it be in-home, online, or just in my group. And I make known how many spots I have available for the entire season. I'm doing an entire season at a time here, guys. I am not booking according to the monthly special, okay? So I make known how many spots I have available for that season, and then I just start filling them. And as I fill them up, I let them know, all right, guys, February's full. We're moving on to the next month that has spots. All right, this month is full. We're moving on. So on and so forth, all right? So, for example, for this spring, February, March, April, and half of May are already booked. Half of June and half of July are already booked. And you're probably asking, holy cow, how did that happen? How did that happen? I let my people know, and I let my people know I have so many spots available and these are going to fill up. If you want to book and host in the spring, bright fun colors, traveling, gifts, graduation, so on and so forth. If you want to book and host your own party, now is the time to get a spot. I promise you they will fill up, and they do every single season. I make my booking spots seem like they are the greatest thing ever. There's a sense of urgency behind them, and I remind them that if they miss out on a spot, they miss out on a spot. I don't simply just add another booking to my calendar because I am in control of my calendar. And let's be real honest, if you place a sense of urgency behind it and like your booking spots are the greatest things since sliced bread, they aren't going to go anywhere. They're going to say, okay, what's the next month you have? I want that month. Seriously, guys, it works. Takes a little bit of faith. And it's a little scary at first, and it doesn't work right away. This probably took me an entire catalog season to kind of ingrain in my people's head, and also for me to stick with it and not just open up those booking spots. If you do this and you stick with it, you will see a full calendar, and you will see less stress on you because you are in control of your calendar. You are taking over it. And you are also letting your people know, like, guys, this is my business. I am here to party. I have so many. If you want to party with me, then you want to grab a spot. And this is what I have. So now, once that it is the current catalog season, sure, I'm still booking parties for the current catalog season, but honestly, most of those spots are available to parties that I'm either having at the moment or that I'm going to have. I want to keep some open because I want to be able to book with people that I've never partied with before that are coming from current parties. I'm not really reaching out to people that have booked before with me and say, hey, do you want to book during this current catalog? Nope. If I'm reaching out to them, it's, hey, I have a spot coming up for the next catalog season. What month would you like? And that is how you progressively keep your calendar full months in advance. You make those spots seem like gold. They're the greatest thing ever, you guys, and they want to be a part of that. And you need to be in control of your calendar, not your hostesses and not your customers, all right? So that's how you get bookings. They are gold. They're the greatest thing ever, and people want to be a part of them, okay? I am so sorry. I have something in my eye that's bugging me. All right. Next, how are we going to keep those bookings? Guess what? They know that your spots are gold, that there's only so many, it's limited, and that once they get that spot, they don't want to lose it because they might not get a spot for that catalog. There might not be one open. And I don't just simply move them to the next month. No, I say, okay, so you can't party in February. That was your original spot. The next opening I have is blah, blah, blah. Case in point, I had a hostess this month, 2 days before her party started. So her party started today, 2 days ago, said, is there any way that we can move my party? And she gave me the reason why. And I told her, I said, that is completely up to you, and I am more than happy to help you with that. I said, we can move it to the end of May. That's when I have a spot available. And she said, oh, gosh, no, I don't want to wait that long. Okay, I will make it work. We will do this. And you guys, guess what? She's made it work. Her party is hopping. So you want to make those party spots seem like the greatest thing ever. It all goes back to this. They are going to keep their spot. They don't want to lose it because they don't want to run the risk of not being able to host during that catalog season. I also keep them by adding them to my VIP page so they're being updated. They're seeing me work my business. I also keep them by just keeping in touch with them, letting them know, like, I am so excited about your party. I have it on my calendar. As it gets closer, I'm going to get in touch with you even more, and we're just going to stay connected, and I'm going to get to know her. If adding her as a friend is something that I feel comfortable doing or vice versa, I'm going to do that. And I'm going to make it a point to comment on her statuses, like her statuses, message her, just see how life is going, or if something's come up and something tragic has happened, heaven forbid, or if something exciting has happened, I'm going to just simply comment on her wall or through her messenger and just message her about that event. I'm going to stay in the forefront of her mind. She's going to know, oh, I have a party with this bag lady, and I am going to keep that party because we are now building a relationship. So I keep my parties through building that relationship with them. And social media is huge for that. It's got to be the biggest way I do it, I have to say. All right, repeat bookings. Let's talk about repeat bookings, okay? Repeat bookings are done through hostesses having great parties. Hostesses having great parties on social media all comes down to hostess coaching. And I will be back to talk about that later in another video. Repeat bookings are really important. We want our really awesome hostesses to come back. So the minute I've closed her party, I've come to her and said, okay, you just had an awesome party. You had a $1,600 party. Let's get you on my calendar for the next season. And they, guys, I mean, would you turn that down? If you hosted a party with a direct sales girl and you had a $1,600 party and she asked you, when do you want to host next for next season? Would you say, I don't really know. I don't think that it was really worth it. No, you wouldn't. You would be like, oh, heck yeah, man. All right, I want this month for next season. And you would look forward to that. That would be your thing. So repeat bookings come from asking. Ask, 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 ask. If you aren't willing to ask for bookings, expect your calendar to be dead straight empty. I can't help you. But if you are willing to step outside your comfort zone and ask, remember, For every 10 people you ask, one person statistically is going to say yes. That is worth it, you guys. If you want 4 parties a month, ask 10 people to get you going, all right? 40 people. If you ask 40 people, you're going to fill 1 month's worth of spots. Just 40 people. How many people do you connect with a day? How many? Think about it. A lot. A lot more than 40 people. Are you willing to ask 40 people to host a party with you? If you aren't, I can't help you. I just can't. All right, so repeat bookings come from asking those hostesses that you liked partying with and that she liked partying with you. It's a mutual thing. If she had a totally awesome party, ask her to host again. Don't assume she's going to come to you and ask to host. You need to ask her, all right? Booking referrals. Do I have a system for this? So this is what I do to generate bookings in current parties that I'm doing with new groups of people. I encourage people to book their own party to help their hostess, all right? It helps me, but I don't want to make it about me. When you've made it about yourself, you're done. Like, just walk away. Don't even bother. You want to make it about her hostess, about her friend, her family member, or you want to make it about her. Or, jackpot, you can make it about both, all right? So this is what I do. When I am in an online party and I need some bookings, I'm going to offer something very simple. This is it. Are you ready for this? I am going to tell them that if we get 3 parties booked, each person that booked a party, I will give them a key fob. And if all 3 parties get booked, I will give the hostess one of those new super cute accessory trays, jewelry trays. That's it. That's it. And here's how it works. When each hostess closes her party, I throw in her key fob on her party order. And when all 3 hostesses have closed their parties, I will throw in the accessory tray on the original hostesses. If she's ordered under that party or not, then I will mail it to her. But then she gets her accessory tray. So all 3 parties have to close to get their key fobs. And all 3 parties have to close for that original hostess to get her super cute little accessory tray. That's it. That's all, you guys. I've spent $25 out of my pocket for 4 gifts on 3 brand new parties that really, in all reality, are going to hit, hopefully, at least $600 each. So I've paid out of pocket less than $25 when you take out my commission. And how much have I made on 3 $600 parties? You guys can do the math. This is super simple and super easy and super fun. And you can make your own photo with some key fobs, or you can go onto 31today.com and grab the photo of the key fobs that they have from the catalog. It doesn't matter. You guys, this is so easy and so simple, and it doesn't take a lot to remember, and there's no complicated system. This is what I've learned with booking referrals. The simpler and more straightforward and easier it is for people to understand, the better it works. I've tried complicated and a roundabout and jump through hoops, and they never work. This works. I promise you, this works. Simply try it. Key fobs and those cute little accessory trays. That's it, you guys. That's all I got for booking referrals. That's it. So easy, all right? So let's recap. How to get bookings. You are going to make your spots seem like the greatest thing since sliced bread. Sit down with your calendar. Take control of your calendar and figure out, how many parties do I want this month? All right, I want 10 this month. Let's do it. I'm going to do 5 in the first half of the month and 5 in the second half of the month. Or do it however you want. It's your calendar. You are in charge of it. You take control of it. Then you're going to share with your people how that's going to work. And you're going to have a little bit of faith and a little bit of trust. And you're going to be consistent, ladies. We have to be consistent and stick with it. And you're going to see it really pay off in at least one catalog season. All right? How to keep them. You're going to keep them by building that relationship. It's really a no-brainer. Just build that relationship. Get to know them. They're going to stick around and keep their appointment with you. It's an appointment, right? You're going to keep your appointment with your doctor. Why? Because hopefully you've built a relationship with them. All right? Third, repeat bookings. You're just going to ask. I really got nothing else for you. You're just going to ask the hostesses that have kick-ass parties to come back and host again. All right? Booking referrals, that really simple, easy solution of 3 key fobs offered to each person that hosts a party, key fob per person, and then the cute accessory tray to the original hostess when all 3 of her booked parties close. And her party, her repeat party can be one of those 3 if she wants. That's totally fine. It doesn't matter to me. It's another party, right? Right. Okay. All right. So bookings are super important and they run our business, and we do not book according to the special. Can you repeat it for me? We do not book according to the monthly special. No, no, big, huge, no, no. If you never share it, they don't know. And they don't know what they're missing out on. So it doesn't matter. They will either host or they will not. Do not share that special in hopes of getting bookings. That's not how it works. That's just not. All right? Okay. Let me know what questions you have. I hope this has helped. Y'all have a wonderful, wonderful afternoon. Thank you guys for tuning in and watching. Feel free to share this with your team, upline, downline, crossline. I don't really care. Feel free to share it with them. Y'all let me know what questions you have. Bye, friends. Talk to you later.